Hello, 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 and welcome to ER, Emotional Response. This is Life Coaching with Inc. Ivory, hi. How are you doing? I know all is well because you're living, you're breathing, and you're having movement in your limbs, articulation in your thought process. Everything is going a lot better than what you think. And sometimes, not to get off topic, but I just feel the need to say this. Sometimes, in order to manage your stress, you have to switch gears and focus on different things. Stress and the things you stress about will go nowhere, regardless how much attention you put on them. But to remain vibrant in life, to remain forward, that's the key word, to remain forward in life, like ever moving, you have to focus on the positive. You have to switch gears. You have to change focus, because you'll burn yourself out. You'll waste time and energy on the wrong things. And if you step back, there's always something to be grateful about. If deadlines are not being met, at least things are still going on. Things can be at a halt. If life is not moving the way you want it to, look at the movement that it is doing. You are able to pay on things that other people can't pay on. You are able to do things that other people would die to do for. There's always someone that's looking at your situation and thinking, man, if I was able to do that. And that's why you got to remain grateful. That's why. That's why. So, I know, just including myself, part of time management is emotional management. You can't spin your wheels in an area where it's not getting you anywhere. Change focus on the things that are moving, that are working on your behalf. And watch how life gets better. You change frequencies, life will get better. You might say to me, I don't believe in the laws of attraction. I don't believe in things coming around because you remain on positive energy. You have to ask yourself, how's it working for you? If you've been focusing on things that have been stressing you out, how's it working for you? And if it's not working, how can you look at things better or differently to make it work for you? Just thought I'd do a little drive-by on that. Tonight, we're still talking about seasonal depression. I dived into the topic, and I didn't want to leave the topic alone without listing the symptoms. So, number one, people can identify it in their lives or in their loved one lives. And two, how to take the next step after you identify it. Now, remember, if there is a normal balance of down moments in your life, moments where you don't feel good about anything, that's normal. It'll be fictitious if I told you you're going to be feeling good every moment of your life. Because the case is, that might not be the case. 95 or 99% of the time, it's not the case. You're not going to always feel good about this life. And you have to be able to process when you have down moments, when you have moments of sadness, so you don't lapse into a state of sadness. And that's key. That's key. You don't want to lapse in a state of sadness because you don't know how far you'll get into that state, and there's no guarantee you can come out. So you don't want to dance on falling into a state. Process, label, and move forward so you can be better. Not just for you, but also for people around you that love and care for you, that you love and care for. You want to be aware of that. You want to be considerate of that. You make someone smile. Someone memory, someone experience of you, it makes them smile. And that being said, your life is just as significant as theirs. So there will be moments of down where you feel sad, but don't stay there. So just to go over some symptoms and signs of seasonal depression, I want to encourage, if you find yourself in your life very familiar to what I'm about to list, it is okay to seek help. Both formally and informally. If you don't yank on a professional, a life coach like me, do yank on a loved one or a friend. Do. So before I go any further on the topic, let me list some of the symptoms. You feel depressed most of the days, nearly every day. Every day you feel down. You lose interest in activities you once enjoyed. You have low energy. You have problems with sleeping. Your appetite changes, and even your weight. You feel sluggish or agitated. You have difficulty concentrating. You have an overwhelming feeling of hopelessness, worthless, or guilt. You have frequent thoughts of death or suicide. You tend to oversleep a lot. You'll even say that it feels better to sleep than to live. Such a heavy declaration. It's better to sleep than to live. When you see these symptoms and the extreme of these symptoms in your life, it's time to get help. And it could begin with a snowstorm. It could begin with death. It could begin with a holiday coming up. There are so many things that can trigger it. But when you notice that about you, don't let it linger too long without you saying you need help or assistance. Over 3 million cases a year. And you would think because technology has advanced and there's a lot of creature comforts, people would be happy more than sad. Even though technology has made people more accessible, it has made people more disconnected. People depend more on text messages, emails, FaceTime, when human touch is still one of the most powerful things. Being actually in the presence of someone is still one of the most powerful things. Giving a hug, a handshake, a warm gesture to let you know that you're present in that person's life is still very vital in our existence as humans. So we have to take notice of these symptoms. We have to know ourselves and why we have lapsed into these moments of sadness and chose to stay there. You might think, why would someone choose to do that? As bad as it feels, it becomes the crazy part. It becomes the most comfortable feeling. Seasonal depression. Depression is something that we cannot take too lightly because we don't know how far a person will go in their mind. That's why suicidal and death thoughts occur. Because if you let the mind run, the mind will run. And it will run in such a dark place that you don't know how to turn around and see the light and come out of it. We have to pay attention to our vitals emotionally. The state that we're going in, the state that we're in, and the state that we're coming from. Just so we can live better. This had to be a topic discussed because towards the end of the year, people are way more suicidal than the beginning of the year. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, I done lost some time this year that I can't get back. I done lost some people this year that I can't get back.